To my podcast about sports, about sports, about sports.
Howdy, Ags, from the Tailgate, home of Aggie football. Today's episode brought to you by Matthews Electric, full-service electrical contractor in the Brazos Valley. No job too big, no job too small. Call Blaine at 979-220-6403. Light up your home, light up your life. Folks, don't forget to email us at agstailgate@gmail.com. Send us some commentary. Let us know what you want to hear on the show, especially now that, we're sitting here in a football season with no hope. We need some talking points. Subscribe on the YouTube and let us know what you think there as well. What's up, gentlemen?
Same old
thing, bro.
So yep. let me start on a very positive note here today. A&M basketball opened the season with a 78-46 win over A&M Commerce. Hefner with a big game there. They get Ohio State this Friday. Basketball. Let's welcome basketball season in. But
yeah, let's do that.
That's right. I might go to some of those games.
Yeah, me too.
A team that's actually got some hope to win something, right?
Right. I like that coach.
Buzz he's done a great job, and the thing that shows you how good a coach he is the fact that those teams are always better at the end than they are at the beginning, right?
He makes adjustments.
I like that one.
I mean,
and I'll tell you what else, man. Go if you haven't checked out that schedule for A&M basketball, big time non-conference schedule. A lot of basketball schools, coming in and playing against the Aggies. I mean, I think it's an awesome pre-conference schedule and something to get excited about if you're an Aggie fan for sure. So let's do a quick recap on what we saw this weekend. Let's talk a little bit about Mississippi State. We'll have the one show this week, so let's put it all sort of together here today. Look, A&M, the Aggie football team, now 5-4, 3-3 in conference, right? The losing streak on the road continues. They have one road game left at LSU. I don't think anybody here has any belief that they're going to win that. They're probably going to end up 3 straight years without a road loss, which is ridiculous for a program like Texas A&M. They lose to Ole Miss 38-35. Look, I guess let me phrase it this way, and I'm going to ask both of you guys and see Ole Miss coming into this game was ranked number 11 in the nation. Obviously, Aggies unranked, sort of coming off of, some disappointing football in general. Is this a situation, any way you can turn this into a situation to say, well, they played the number 11 team really well? Corey, I can see it in your face. You want to go first, man?
No, not at all. I mean, it's the 4th game we've lost this year against an opponent. I mean, Alabama, they're on the talent level with A&M, right? Tennessee, I don't think they are. Ole Miss shouldn't be. Miami, after watching them at this rest of the season, should have killed them. We're not getting any better. It's driving me nuts. I'm pulling my hair out. We're having the same conversations we had last year about the coaching staff. We can't move the ball on offense. The defense has all the talent in the world. We don't put the guys in the right positions to win. We're not getting the ball to our playmakers. Moose Muhammad disappears because, well, hell, I don't even know if he appeared. I mean, they don't even give him a chance.
He can't disappear because he's never appeared.
I mean, you got players like Noah Thomas, who's been pretty good all year. Has a ball hitting right in the chest on a big play. It's a big 3rd down. He just drops it. You're like, shit, here we go again. You just feel that, And we let Ole Miss jump on us right at the beginning of the game. We didn't even come out like we gave a shit.
Yeah, unprepared, it seemed like. Look, Jorvorskie, there's going to be those who sit out there and they say, hey, look, this team almost beat Alabama, who's now a top 7 team in the country. They almost beat Tennessee, who's ranked in the top 15 or whatever. They almost beat Ole Miss, who's now ranked number 10. How would you respond to that, Jay?
At the end of the day, you're losers.
Yeah, losers.
It's I mean, that's the name of the game, is to win. Like who wants to lose?
Yeah. And the thing to me, as Corey said, right, none of these teams other than Alabama can really match up with A&M as far as the talent on the field, right? But yet the Aggies seem to make that other team look like a bunch of Heisman contenders. Jay, I mean,
just from a former athlete standpoint of it, I mean, it looks like nobody's being prepared for the right stuff. Like it's just like teams are doing whatever they want to at any time. So that comes down to scheming and how they're preparing.
That's a perfect point, because I want to bring up this game against Ole Miss specifically here. Ole Miss offensively has their wide receiver Trey Harris go for 213 yards on 11 catches. I mean, and it wasn't like they started in the second half and just started feeding them or anything like that, right? Throughout the game, they just threw it to that dude. And yet the Aggies did nothing to adjust and take him away. Did we see double teams and those? No. How do you explain that, Jay? Nothing to take away that one guy that's killing you.
Well, I mean, if it goes back for me, it goes back to Alabama. I mean, everybody's using the Alabama blueprint. Nobody in A&M secondary can stop anybody. So throw it to the hottest target and win the football game.
Yeah, because it was a bunch of, and it's not even the fact that our corner, there was a couple of them when we didn't have anybody around, guys. But Harris made a ton of great catches on one-on-one coverage, where the guy was kind of there, whatever. The dude just, but at the same time, you think after the guy goes off for 150, maybe let's double team him. Let's make somebody else beat us, right, Corey?
Right.
I mean, I'll be honest. I was impressed with Jackson Dart. I thought that guy threw the ball better than I didn't give him that much credit going in the game. He's a better quarterback than I thought he was. And that receiver, I mean, damn, that guy was. It's either we make them look really good or those guys are that good. Because I mean, it happened in Alabama. It's happened. It might have happened in Tennessee. Every game, Miami.
It didn't happen for Tennessee. It didn't happen for Tennessee, and that's because their quarterback couldn't throw the ball to the receivers.
We didn't have to. They didn't have to. But I mean, Alabama, it happened. It happened in Miami. Any receiver they wanted to, that seemed like. I mean, everywhere. But the thing that got me is Max playing quarterback. Does he seem like he's scared back there? Does he seem like he's falling back without anybody coming close to him?
Let me come back to Max, Corey. But I do want to address a couple of things that you said there. Look, Harris, biggest game he's had all year, definitely against the Aggies. I mean, that's not even close. The Alabama receiver, biggest game he's had all year against the Aggies, right? Like you talked about Miami, the biggest game both of those receivers have had all year against the Aggies, right? I mean, It's not like they're doing it against everybody else and we're just part of the pack, right? Go ahead, Jay.
I just look at it like, the offensive coordinator it looked like they know this guy. They know his tendencies. I mean, they studied his tendencies, so they know exactly what he's going to do in every situation. Like I said, man, in this new game of football, you have to adjust.
You know what drives me crazy, and this is the part that really just, makes me so upset. If you look at a few of those really long catches, especially the ones down the sideline, you've got a safety coming over the top, right? You've got a safety coming over the top, but he's always late. Damani's late. If you're sitting there and if you're sitting there, this guy's killing you. Why not play that safety over to that side already? Just go ahead and take him away. Take him away.
Well, I look at it as both, because as a player, you have to have the instincts too as well. And your coach, if your coach not adjusting, you're in a dead situation on both sides.
And I guess that's a good point. I mean, the players themselves could have adjusted on the run too. The heck with the coach, right? I will say this: that the other frustrating part about this defense is they bring three, right? They bring three to pressure, which means they don't pressure at all. But yet they don't double team the wide receivers, right? Because they've got like three guys sitting underneath. So one of them spying the quarterback, just sitting there waiting. The other two kind of covering grass. Like, not only are they not in coverage, they're not in pressure. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah.
Then to top it all off, even though you're giving up all this yardage through the air, you can't. It's not like you're dedicating your folks to stopping Judkins either, because he goes off for over 100. The 3-man line just creases, and then he creases it and touchdown. 10 yards, 12 yards, touchdown, 20 yards, touchdown. I mean, we'll talk about this offense, but
I'll tell you, Judkins impressed me, man. His leg strength, that guy was running through some tackles, though. He's not like the Aggie running backs. You hit them right now, and they seem to fall. That Judkins, he's like J-Train back in the day. He's running through, it ain't going to be an arm tackle bringing him down, That dude was running.
Yeah, he impressed me as well.
Yeah, he impressed me.
There's no question that kid's a heck of a running back, and he's going to get drafted, and he's going to be a pretty good pro if you ask me. I like him a lot. So look, no Chappelle, right? No Harmon in the secondary, but you still have these horrible matchups in the secondary. It seems like once again they stuck Damani way deep on the back end, where he's the worst freaking position for him to play, period, right? It seems like they didn't, the defensive ends who are good rushers, Silla, Diggs, Overton, they didn't use those guys as rushers at all. They put those guys in coverage. Even Edgerrin Cooper, who's been one of the best players in college football at getting to the quarterback, and it's like they didn't even bring him the other day. They didn't use him in the pass rush. I mean, how is that even possible? I mean, how does that go through your head?
Dude, the one thing we said the whole time is that Durkin just needs to bring pressure. Because we know our secondary is not our strength, right? So bring the pressure, make the quarterback make mistakes. We didn't do that. We just let him sit back there and pick us apart. It's typical Durkin. That's what I'm saying. We've seen this movie a few times.
I'll a couple of guys I do want to point out. I thought Anderson had a pretty good game. I thought until he got suspended and thrown out of the game,
Turner.
I thought Turner was excellent.
Yeah, me too.
Jay, what'd you think about Turner, man? That dude was showing out.
No, I think that was a game changer once he done what he done. It happens. I would have done the same thing if somebody would have done me like that too. So I salute the kid for what he done. But it was definitely a game changer.
I agree with you. I don't blame him, man. I don't blame him. That guy's trying to screw with him with his nutsack on the back of his head. Forget
Right.
that shit, man. Nobody's putting up with that.
No.
We always used to talk about it in basketball when we were coaching basketball. It's like, don't end up with somebody's nuts on your neck, man.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Look, and then let's go over to the other side, because you take a look at this game and it's a situation where, they scored 35, right? They scored 35. You sort of thinking, man, they played a pretty good game offensively. Max's stats look pretty good, right? I think he was 31 of 42 for 305, a touchdown and a pick. But if you watch him play, and when you watch him freaking play, he's throwing every one of those footballs off his back foot. He's retreating when there isn't any pressure in his face, man. And that's a problem, because he only threw one interception. He should have thrown like 4.
He's not getting any zip on the ball, man. He's like, the ball seems to be in the air forever. I'm talking like, damn. Bringing rain.
Yeah, absolutely. He's floating those things out there because he's moving backwards as he's choking it, Jay, what do you think about Max's performance the other day?
Well, shit, you gotta give a guy credit, man. He's been beat up this year. He's he took a lot of trauma this year, man. And he may not be clicking on all cylinders right now from taking that beating this year.
They said he had a broken rib.
Like, look what happened to David. Like, it's the David Carr effect.
Yeah, that's a great point, right? And I do think, and I agree with you there, right? He's still, look, he's a tough dude, right? He's a tough dude because he's been taking hits all year. That offensive line has done him no favors. And it's taken its toll because in this game, even in situations where the protection was actually pretty decent sometimes in the second half, he was sitting there retreating without anybody in his face, right? And it ended up costing him. The interception in the end zone, he was throwing off his back foot. You know, a couple of the ones that got tipped, the one on the sideline that should have been a pick and was overturned off his back foot, right? I mean, and he did it over and over again. It's hard to be hard on Max because of what he's gone through and the hits that he's taken. He's a tough kid and he's staying out there. But it's definitely, it's definitely a drop off from Connor. And I don't know, maybe if Connor would have stayed healthy, he'd be so gun shy at this point that he'd be doing the same thing. I don't know.
I mean, shoot, bro, that's man, if you really dissect what has happened to the kid, dude has taken a beating. Like, he's taking a physical beating. Like, it's times where his toughness, if you look at the film and if you look at the hits he's taking, if you pay attention to him, his body language, sometimes he don't want to get up.
Yeah, there's no question. And the worst part about it, and Corey, I'll let you comment on this. The worst part about it is then he comes off the field and Jimbo's sitting there talking shit to him. Corey, what do you think?
What I heard is that Max had a broken rib through the game. He played through a broken rib. That's a tough son of a gun right there, man. I don't know if y'all ever dealt with something like that, but that shit, it ain't fun. Anybody touches you around here, it's going to hurt. And Jimbo's in his ear. He should have been back in Jimbo's ear. You're like, man, you get out there. You stay behind that line.
That's why I have a stigma of coaches that hadn't played the game.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll tell you this, and look, once again, and I just constantly impressed. Anaya Smith just absolutely kills it out there, dude. The catch that was overturned, just like anytime the ball goes his way, that dude is making a play. I'm just super, super impressed. I'm glad he's having a big year in his last year. I'm hoping that it all comes out and translates to him getting drafted because I think the guy's nothing but a playmaker. Jay, speak about Anais a little bit.
Nah, he's definitely showing his skill. I've had this argument with plenty of people about, who's performing and who's not performing. And I mean, the situations that's coming his way, he's making a play. He's doing what he's supposed to do.
Corey, what does Anais mean to this team? And look, the wins aren't there, so maybe it's a little bit diluted. But I mean, to me, if without him, we're a 3-win team. Corey, what do you think?
He's doing everything. I mean, they lined him up in the backfield against Ole Miss. He had a carry or two. He catching passes, returning punts, kicks. I mean, you name it. He does everything. Max ain't the only one getting hit a lot. Anais is taking some licks too.
Boy, when he caught that one over the middle for a first down and he turned around and just got slobber knocked just as he held on to the football, man. I mean, and you look at that dude and he just gets right back up and gets right back in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
True warrior. True warrior.
What can y'all say about Moose? What happened with Moose? I mean, I saw him like once or twice in the game, but are they even trying to get him the ball?
I mean,
is he on the field?
The plays that I saw, one was underthrew, and one was just over his head. It's like I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he's gone, bro.
Yeah, and he won't be the only one, right? Because as this continues, I mean, I'm not even gonna. We're gonna talk a little Mississippi State now, but I don't think anybody believes that they're gonna beat LSU at the end of the season. This is gonna be a team that finishes with 5 losses at the least, right? And no momentum coming out, no hope coming out. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these guys that are getting misused, underused, not given opportunities, I mean, there's going to be a bunch of folks that are going to say, yeah, well, maybe somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe.
I wanted to also bring up one other guy, and that's Daniels. I thought he played a pretty darn good game. I think early in the game, the goal was to get Moss a lot of touches, and Moss got hurt, and then Daniels came in and got those touches, and I thought he performed excellently. You look at these backs, and for the most part, it's crazy because they don't have great big holes in front of them for the most part, right? They're sitting there looking for a little crease, and they're taking that crease and trying to make what they can of it. They probably don't get the credit they deserve at times just because the offensive line is just that bad. And I remember, was there a replay that they showed during the game where they literally, the announcer's like, well, if you look at this replay, there's 3 offensive linemen not blocking anybody. Like,
I don't know. I don't remember that.
I don't remember neither.
It sounds right. I can hear it. Hey, I think that was one of the best games our offensive line's played this year, and that sucks.
In spite of that, right?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best games our offensive line. I mean, they look better in this game than they have in a lot of other games.
I did. I thought in the second half when they started running the football, they were able to protect a little bit better and do some things. And unfortunately, by then Max was a little bit gun shy already. But you know, they still give up, you know, just dumbass pressures on a little simple stunt. You know, like they don't catch it. Or if you bring up, I haven't seen them block one guy coming off the edge on a corner blitz ever. You know, the tackle's sitting there like helping the guard, like, let's all sit here and fucking here comes the guy off the edge, you know, like, hey, well, let's not even look out there. Forget about it. Don't worry about it, dude. You know, while Max is getting slobber knocked. It's actually pretty pathetic that they can't figure it out schematically to help them out. Okay. So look, another loss, same old shit.
One. Love it. Another loss.
It's coming Saturday.
Another loss.
Back in Kyle Field, they got Mississippi State coming in, 6:30 kickoff time. Mississippi State is a team that's now 4-5, 1-5 in the SEC. Zach Arnett's in his first year as head coach over there. He's going to get fired after year 1. What do you guys expect on Saturday? Jay, why don't you start us off?
I mean, a win is a win. Don't get me wrong. You know, I would love a win, but it's not an impressive win to me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, who are we beating? We beat Mississippi State. Yay! I mean, top 25 teams. I want to be the top 25 team.
Right.
We got the talent to beat top 10, top 5 teams, and we can't. We're beating like the number 50, number.
Hey, Mississippi
80.
State might be a bottom 25 team. How about that?
We can beat those.
Yeah, and it's a team that struggles offensively, which plays right into our hands, right? Because our offense doesn't actually have to go do anything special, but our defense will hold them, and we'll win a game, 24-12 or whatever the hell it is, right? I mean, but that win means absolutely nothing. The loss would mean something. Hell, maybe if he loses to Mississippi State, Jimbo loses his job. I don't know, maybe not, but
yeah.
But a win over Mississippi State shouldn't do shit for you either, right? I mean, that's just the way it goes. And then you've got this crap game against Abilene Christian. That SEC, schedules these damn late games against these crap ass teams. I hate it. So do you think they cover though? The Ags? Do you think the Ags cover? I think that spread's 18.5.
Against who? Mississippi State?
Mm-hmm.
No.
What do you think, Jay? Do you think they cover?
No.
Yeah, I don't have any faith in them, man. I don't have any faith in them. I don't think they cover, even against a crappy team like Mississippi State.
I think it's gonna be ugly. I think the game's gonna be an ugly game.
Yeah, it'll probably be another one that looks a lot like Auburn or whatever, right? I mean, just tough to watch. It's football that's hard to watch at times.
Yeah.
All right. Before we go around college football, I want to ask you guys this. We're looking here, and I mean, I think you could hear it in my voice, right? I am at a point of Aggie football, no hope. No hope. Like, there's nothing that is exciting me about Aggie football right now because I don't believe that there's anything going to improve, right? What can Aggie fans hold on to here to try to, I guess, give them some hope for the future? Hope for the future. Jay, why don't you start us off, man?
I mean, as for me, I mean, I have no hope at all for the future.
Love it.
Like I mean, I want I want to, but like it's no growth. Like we've lost people and to other schools already. So I mean, it's like it's gonna be a domino effect once all this over with. So I mean, the best hope you can give me is bring in new coaches.
Corey, what can you grasp at, man? Grasping at straws around here, man.
The problem is we're not getting any better. I'm not seeing us. The defense. I thought they would be better against Ole Miss. It wasn't. Thought the offense would get better throughout the season. It hasn't. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe get some younger players some more playing time or something. Let's get ready for these other guys to transfer out. I don't know. Because, I mean, that's probably what's going to happen, right? Give them more playing time.
When I think hope, I try to go to the players, right? I try to think about, oh man, we still got Evan Stewart, we still got Thomas, and we still got these running backs, and oh man, defensively the defensive line guys with Nolan and those guys. But at the end of the day, you can't have hope on that because of the fact that one, some of them probably leave, and two, the coaches don't put them in a position to be successful. So.
Exactly. They're talking about these same coaches coming back next year. It's just frustrating, man.
I've had a hard time finding a reason for hope in the last couple of days, and that's and I'm an eternal optimist, man.
I'm not.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about something that is a little bit more fun, which is actually what's going on in college football around the country. Look, there's still some pretty good football being played. Right in the SEC, there's some games this week, some pretty big ones actually. Bama, Kentucky. Bama's favored by 11 with a 46.5 over/under. What do you guys think about this Bama-Kentucky matchup? I mean, Bama looks like they're starting to get into their groove. Are they going to be able to finish it out to go get to a point where they meet Georgia in the SEC championship game? Jay, what do you think?
I think so. I mean, like you said, their quarterback is starting to get his groove. The offense is getting the groove. I mean, I watched them last week, and unfortunately, man, they looking good. They looking way better than they was when they first started. So I think Alabama is hitting that switch.
Well-coached team. Corey, what do you think? Bama?
Milroe's getting better every week, man. That he's learning when to run the ball now. I mean, he took off running a couple times against LSU, and he's not like Daniels is at LSU, that is quick and with accuracy, but he's pretty good.
Man, I was impressed in that game against LSU. How like you said, he was aggressive on the run, man, and he found it. He saw a crease and he took it, and boy, he made some plays with his feet. But I think
that Alabama defense is pretty good in the second half. I don't know if LSU what they score, like 7 points or something. Wasn't much.
I think they beat the mess out of Kentucky. I think Kentucky. I think they
might have a hangover. I'm just worried about the hangover from the LSU game.
No problem.
No problem. Okay.
No problem. How about Tennessee, Mizzou? Tennessee, Mizzou, a matchup that early in the year maybe you wouldn't have thought was anything great there, but Mizzou or Tennessee's favored by 1 on the road here. I don't know. Are you interested in this game? Is this a big time matchup, or is it just Go ahead, Corey. Tell us.
Tennessee still have a chance to. Have they played Georgia yet?
No.
That's something we got to figure out. If Tennessee hasn't played Georgia yet, Tennessee has something to play for. They win this game, the West or the East is still up in right?
That's true.
I don't know.
What do you think, Jay? This is a big matchup?
I mean, like he said, you got to look at if they played Georgia yet. I mean, but I don't think Tennessee is going to beat Mizzou though.
You think Mizzou will take it?
Yeah.
At home, I don't disagree with you. At home, I think Mizzou's got the advantage there with the home field advantage. I haven't been impressed with Tennessee at all. I don't know. I'd go with you, Jay, on that. How about this is kind of a bottom tier SEC game this week, but two of our former opponents, Auburn and Arkansas, face off this week. It's like the worst of the SEC West, right? And Arkansas's favored by 2. What do you think, Jay?
I'm gonna take Arkansas.
They are at home. They've got their new offensive coordinator. They already fired their offensive coordinator once this year. Corey, what do you think?
Arkansas just beat Florida at Florida. I'm gonna take Arkansas. I
New
don't think Auburn's
coordinator
offense is
help them.
all. Hey, Tennessee plays Georgia next week, by the way.
Here's Ole Miss, Georgia. Ole Miss and at Georgia. Georgia's favored by 10.5. Corey, what do you think?
Georgia. Is that Georgia?
Yep.
Yeah, Georgia.
Georgia.
No chance for Ole Miss.
I mean, they have a chance, but
Yeah.
I'm taking Georgia.
Yeah. Georgia's going to win this game. Georgia's going to win this game. I don't know. I think they'll cover too. I don't see Ole Miss being able to hang with Georgia. I think defensively Ole Miss won't be able to stop Georgia enough, right?
Right.
The other game, Florida against LSU. Florida against LSU. LSU's a 13.5 point favorite. What do you think about that one, Jay?
I like LSU in that one.
Yeah, Corey?
Take the over.
Take the over. That is correct. 63.5. Over.
Done. Already
taken. And LSU. So, Jay.
And LSU, yes.
A couple other big games around the country outside of the SEC. Hey, Michigan, Penn State. This is as big a game as there is in the Big Ten this year. Michigan at Penn State. Penn State's at home. Michigan's a 4.5 point favorite in this one. Man, if this doesn't excite folks in college football, I don't know what does. Jay, what do you think?
I'm going to take the underdog.
Taking Penn State?
I'm going to take Penn State.
Penn State at home, and with Michigan going through all this turmoil, Corey, do you agree?
No, I'm taking Michigan.
Jay, I'm sorry, I got to agree with Corey. Hey, look, and it's all, you know what? It's all about the quarterback. It's all about the quarterback. Penn State quarterback, when I saw him against Ohio State, that guy sucked.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy for Michigan, that guy's not bad. Probably pretty good. So I say quarterback, I take Michigan.
That's what a home field. That's what a home field come in at.
That's the only thing. That is the only thing. Penn State at home. How about this one? Miami, who beat the mess out of the Aggies, at Florida State. And Florida State's minus 14. What do you think, Corey?
A lot of points. That's a lot of points, man. I don't want to take Miami on that one.
Jay?
That's a good one.
It's a tough one.
Who at home and who's not at home?
Florida State's at home.
Florida State's at home.
Take the home team, Jay. Take the home team.
No.
14 points, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
14 points seems like a lot of points.
Yeah,
Here's the question I have. Are the two receivers for Florida State back? I think they missed the game last week, right?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if they're back or not, though.
If both of those guys are back, I'm taking Florida State. If they're not, I'm taking Miami.
Right.
Here's a couple of close to homes. West Virginia at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's minus 13. Look, Corey, you're a West Virginia guy. Your dad's a West Virginia guy. You gonna take that disrespect?
Oh, my dad's loving this game. He wants me to put money on West Virginia for him. I'm like, what? He goes, He goes, he loves West Virginia in this spot.
Jay, what do you think? West Virginia gonna get in there and give Oklahoma a hard time?
And you know what? I mean, I like Oklahoma's head coach, so I'm gonna ride with Oklahoma.
I like it. You know, my boss is an Oklahoma guy, right? And so he's a little down on the Sooners right now because of their performance the last couple outings. But
Jay, what do you like about that coach in Oklahoma?
He recruited me in high school.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what he's done at Oklahoma to make you like him. I was like, what the hell's that guy done over there? Because
he was one hell of a defensive coordinator at Clemson.
He was good at defensive coordinator, but it hadn't transferred to Oklahoma.
He old now.
There it is. That's what Jay was saying. We need a good young coach. That's why Lane Kiffin beat us. They're young.
Poor
Pipe
Venables,
will beat
man.
us.
Venables catching heat on the pod today. Venables catching heat on the pod today.
My dog old now, but I'm around with him.
How about this one? Texas at TCU. Texas at TCU. Texas is favored by 10 points in this one. Is TCU no respect? Any chance?
No.
No chance.
Hell no.
All right. Texas is still playing with their backup quarterback. You still don't? Nope.
No.
Texas defense been pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take TCU on that one. How about that? Y'all stick with Texas.
Okay.
All right, here I got one for you. USC and Oregon. Now, mind you, Oregon's favored by 15. I don't care. Over under is 73.5. Do they hit the over?
Dude, they almost hit that over by halftime last week in the USC Washington game.
Yeah, I say
no
over.
Defense.
Yeah, I'd take the over. All right, a couple questions from the tailgate, fellas. First one. What player on this roster is the biggest recruit for Jimbo Fisher over the next couple of weeks? Meaning to avoid losing him in the transfer portal. Who does he have to make sure and keep on campus? Jay, you start us off.
I'm going to go with my boy Moose.
I'm going to disagree with you because even if Moose stays, they're not going to give him the ball, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. Corey, how about you?
Man, there's so many of them. I mean, I'd say Connor, but he's not even playing. I don't think he's going anywhere. You're already losing Coop to the NFL. McKinley's gone after this year, right? I'm trying to think of who our players are. I mean, I think the whole offensive line could pretty much leave, and I wouldn't miss any of them. I don't even think it's their fault. I think it's. But I mean, I'm not mad at those guys. I think it's the coach and just warm them out. They just, I don't know, probably, goddamn, probably Stewart.
Walter Nolan. That's what
he's hurt right now, isn't he?
Yeah, but that dude's an absolute stud, and you know he's a guy. I think he's one of those guys that is looking to stand out, and I don't know that they're doing it for him yet. So, Walter Nolan, be careful. All right, last question here from the tailgate, and when I look at where things are with this program, right? When I look at where things are with this program, we talked about it, right? It's a place where hope is hard to find. Hope is hard to find. So for you guys, I'm going to ask you this. What coach out there in the country that the Aggies can actually get would bring hope to this program? Jay, start us off.
I think we can get Aaron Glenn, bro.
I love that pick. I
think we can get Aaron Glenn, bro.
I love that pick. And I think he brings the Aggie Nation together. And of course, his biggest task at that point will be hiring an OC and a DC. But I love that pick. Corey, what do you think?
Told you what Paul Feinbaum said, right?
What'd he say?
He said Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is what he said. I'm telling you, that's what Paul Feinbaum said. I was listening. I was like, what's this son bitch talking about? Lane Kiffin? I can't imagine. Lane Kiffin get his ass kicked every week by fans down here. I mean, I just don't see how Lane Kiffin would fit in.
Nobody wants Lane Kiffin.
I mean, I like him.
Lane Kiffin, and nobody's getting Lane Kiffin.
I like the guy because he's younger. I want a younger guy. I want a guy that's innovative, something different. You know, somebody that's willing to try something, do something different on offense every now and then. I don't want to see the same shit I've seen the last 6 years.
Look, I give Lane the credit that he deserves. He's a good offensive play caller. He does a great job with the schematics and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to see Lane Kiffin on this campus. I never want to see Lane Kiffin on this campus. I would stop rooting for the damn Aggies, I think, if Lane Kiffin was hired.
I don't think you would.
I probably wouldn't.
You can become his best friend.
All right, fellas. Good time.
Hey, who you taking, Alejo? Who's your guy? Realistic. Who's your new?
The offensive coordinator at LSU.
What's his name?
Don't even know.
There you go. That's it.
Whoever it is, that dude's doing a job with that LSU offense. I don't give a damn what his name is. Hire that guy. He's going to have two potential first-round picks in the NFL draft this year. Neighbors and Thomas, the two wide receivers, right? I mean, those two dudes right off the bat. Now, actually, let me finish it off with this one. I did read an article on ESPN the other day, and they had updated draft rankings and all that stuff. You know who made the list? Top 25? Coop made the list. That dude
was the Butkus finalist.
Huh?
You see who made the Butkus finalists?
Not Coop. One of the best damn linebacker in the country, but he didn't make the Butkus Award finals.
It's the dumbest shit I've seen all year.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
The one bright spot for this Aggie football team. Say it again, Jay.
That's what happens when you don't win.
It is. 100%. He's the one bright spot for this Aggie football team this year, though.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. He's gone from unheard of to potential first-round draft pick.
Yeah.
Potential first-round draft pick.
I agree.
Here's somebody calling mama in the background.
There you go. There you go. Get him off that ninny, boy.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, I'll see y'all, man.
Later, fellas.
Later on.